Hello chess family, it's me National Master Jesse James, and today we're going to be going over the fried liver attack. How good is the fried liver? Well, the fried liver is so good, in this game we're going to be seeing Paul Morphy playing Alonso Morphy, his father, playing a whole rook down and still winning the game. And he sacks the rook. Even before the game starts, here Morphy is able to sacrifice his rook, and this shows you the strength of how strong this opening can be. It gives great attacking chances. Alright, here we go. We started with e4, e5, knight of 3 attacks the pawn, knight c6 defends the pawn, and here we play bishop c4 for the Italian opening. Here black goes ahead and plays knight f6, the two knights defense, and here we go, knight to g5. Now this is called the knight attack. What is the knight attack? Very simple. When the knight goes to g5 here we're attacking the f7 pawn. And here, a lot of beginners will not even know how to defend against this. Do you know how to defend against this? Hopefully you do. Here, there's only one way to defend, which is pawn to d5. Beginners will play something like queen e7 here, and here white just gets the advantage with bishop takes on f7, king to d8, and well, the bishop can just retreat here. With the bishop to b3, now we see the real idea is knight to f7 check, forking the king and the rook. And already, because the king cannot castle, computer's just very happy with this position, especially from the white point of view, which says how strong this position really is. With that being said, hopefully you know the correct move. Here the move is to play d5. There's no good way to defend it, but we can block it. And with the idea of d5, well, the bishop's being blocked. Here white has only one good try here. Pawn takes on d5. And here is where the fried liver can start. Now, there's many other variations that black can play here that give good chances. In fact, I'll be doing videos on each one of these different setups just so you can know them and, well, hopefully use them. I've already done my video on the Ulstead attack, which hopefully you know this one. This one gives black great chances and is not well known by many of white's players. What does black play here? Here, black plays the amazing pawn to b5 here and gets the advantage right away. It looks like a crazy move here, but after bishop takes on b5, queen takes on d5, it looks like black has got white on the ropes here with a double attack on the bishop and the pawn on g2 here. Most people here will go ahead and just play bishop takes, queen takes, and black is very happy with the bishop pair and the only pawn in the center. Another way that black can defend against this, and this is more the modern variation, is they play knight to a5 here. I believe it's called the Palerio variation. And after knight a5, the idea is very simple. We're attacking the bishop, and the bishop must move. If the bishop retreats, well, simple chess, we can just take now. And after a takes back, queen takes or knight takes will give black a good game. And with that being said, here white goes ahead and plays bishop to b5, the modern variation. Black plays c6, pawn takes, and here queen to f3 with a really interesting idea, attacking the pawn but also pinning it, so if they take, you can take the rook. And this is very interesting, and we'll be going deeper into these variations later. With that being said, let's go back to the main line with e takes on d5, and here, unfortunately for black, he goes ahead and accepts it and plays knight takes d5, and here we get to start the fried liver. Do you know what the fried liver is? Hopefully you do. White to move. What do you play here? Hopefully this wasn't too hard for you. We get to play knight takes on f7. Definitely an exclam move right here. I mean, well, you're forking the queen, you're forking the rook, and you've just won a pawn here. If you don't take back, you are just losing here as black. So, well, he went ahead and played king takes, develop with a threat. What do you play here? Here, develop your queen and attack the king and the knight here. So what do you play? Simple chess, queen to f3 check here. And here the king must go to e6. Anywhere else the king moves to, you'll just lose the knight. And again, white will just be better here because you've lost a pawn, you've lost the right to castle, and now your king's stuck in the center. For instance, king to e8 has been played, and I've seen this so many times before. White goes ahead and takes on d5. And black plays knight d4 fast here and gets checkmated in one. I do a lot of Scholastic tournaments, so I've seen this happen quite a few times. Of course, as we said, the only true way to try and defend this position for black is to play king to e6. And this has its own problems. I mean, for instance, the king is on e6, king in the center. How can that be good, right? And here, white just has all the momentum for them. Here, white just keeps bringing out the pieces and keeps making threats. And here, the main threat is the pin against the knight on d5. What do you play here? Simple chess. The knight went to c3 here, developing with an attack. And here, black chooses a very aggressive way to play. He plays knight to d4 here, attacking the queen. And this allows white to get a very strong attack here. Mind you, the computer is not too happy with this position still because we're down a rook and we sacrifice the knight. So black does have good opportunities to give back material here to get an equal position, if not just winning position. With that being said, some other lines that you can play here for black that are good is something like knight to e7. As you can see here, the knight goes ahead and defends here, but the real idea is to play something like pawn to c6 here. And after c6 gets played, well, black is just going to be happy here. Don't get me wrong, white will have plenty of attacking chances, but this is one of the better ways to play. You can also see that knight to b4 is an idea, which is a very aggressive way to play here too, because, well, c6 is the idea, but also knight takes c2 check, attacking the king and with the rook whenever it's there. All right, back to the game. Knight d4 is played, and, well, let's go ahead and win the knight. Should we take with the queen or take with the bishop here? Hopefully you got the right one. We should take with the bishop. You can take with the queen here, but because we are attacking the king, it's a good idea to keep the queen on the board because deadly kiss checkmates or just checkmates in general. So, bishop takes on d5 check, king over to d6, and now a very nice idea by Morphy, queen to f7, threatening checkmate. Hopefully you don't miss this one. Well, it's white to move, and let's just say black was not paying attention and goes ahead and plays something like, I don't know, a6. It's white to move. What would you play here for checkmate? All right, hopefully you push pause and try to figure it out. Here you have the beautiful checkmate of knight to e4 here. And you can see that the bishop takes up the light squares and the knight takes the dark squares. Okay, well, fortunately for black, he did not fall for this. Although he did not find the best defense for this, he went ahead and played bishop to e6. And now it is white officially winning the game now. All right, what do you play in this position? Here Morphy continued with bishop takes on e6. Knight takes back, and here, well, we got a good old-fashioned king hunt here. Let's attack this king. Knight to e4 check. Well, the king is having a hard time moving anywhere because if you move your king away too far, the queen can take the knight. So here the king ran to d5. Again, if you go to c6, over here, well, queen takes on e6 check, and white has the advantage, and this king is still not safe. The king's not going to be running forward anyways. All right, so the king went to d5 here. And, well, I challenge you to find the move here. Remember, forced moves here, checks, captures, and threats. What do you play here as white to continue the attack? All right, hopefully you push pause. Did you find the move here? Here, we go ahead and play pawn to c4 check. This king is so unhappy. He's running down the board here, and I don't know if he knows this, but the king is not safe in the center. Here, well, the king was forced to move to e4. I mean, you could not take the knight, but if you don't take it, well, you're just letting another piece get to you. Mind you, if you play something like king takes c4, white's happy. Queen takes on e6 check. Let's try to block. That's a bad idea. Pawn to d3 check. And if you try to defend your king, you're going to end up losing it with check. Bishop e3 check. King takes, and queen takes on d5 finally. Oof, very, very bad here. What happens if you play the king to d4? Almost the same kind of idea. You can play your queen back to f3. You can play pawn to d3. Either way, you're behind enemy lines, and things are going to go bad. It's already a forced checkmate in 7. So, might as well take the piece. Here, king takes on e4 was played. And now, well, let's keep these going. Here, queen takes on e6. Now, it's not about winning the knight as much as it is taking away the defenders. All right, queen takes e6 is played. It is now a +5 position. And unfortunately for Alonso Morphy, he loses to his son in a very embarrassing way. And there's just no good way for him to defend here. He went ahead and tried queen to d4, maybe thinking about maybe bringing my king over to d3, and of course using the queen to try and block. All right, what do you play here? Force moves. Here Morphy finds queen to g4 check, and the king has to keep running into the position. King to e2. And now, well, there's a nice checkmate here that Morphy finds. Queen to e2 check. King over to c2. d3 check. And here, well, he should have gone ahead and played king to b1 here. Mind you, it is still going to be a forced checkmate. Here it looks like he just jumps on the sword. And after king takes c1, white to move and win. Can you find this beautiful checkmate in 1? All right, hopefully you found it. It did take a little creativity to find this one, but here, believe it or not, it is actually castling that brought home the checkmate. How often do you get the castle for a checkmate? All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. This one was all about a classical fried liver attack. Hopefully you can use it in your games. Please let me know how you do it, and if you did like this, don't forget to subscribe. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next video.